Tagged Jennifer. Welcome in to the first episode of the Pacelli Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I'm Brett Behringer, your host. We're live from the Great Beck Center, one of the presenting sponsors of all Pacelli Athletics. Thank you to Roger Beck for allowing us to be here to host this show. And we're starting the show off with senior all-world running back Jason Nelson. Jason, thank you so much for joining the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's talk about it, man. We were, catching up off air, and we were talking about the fact this is year number 4 playing for Coach Jones and being a Pacelli Viking. We'll first start with what it means to be a Pacelli Viking in your eyes. Your whole time as a high school student, what has it been like these last 4 years?
For these last 4 years, I'd say the main thing for being a Pacelli Viking is like holding the rope. That's something that we consistent all 4 years.
Right.
When I first came in, I was wondering like what's hold the rope. 'Cause I would just see and hear them say it.
Right.
And then when I finally found out it's hold the rope, like I could trust you basically. If you're hanging off a cliff and I just got a rope in my hand, who's gonna hold that rope to hold me up? So I just try to keep holding the rope for all my teammates and all that, so I'd be something that everyone can fall back on.
That's awesome, man, and that's an awesome saying too. You got to have trust in your teammates. So that means you were part of the state championship winning team 2 years ago as a sophomore. Now as a senior, that means 4 years playing under a guy like Dwight Jones. His pedigree speaks for itself. What does it mean to play under someone as good as him that sends so many players to the next level, winning a state championship in your career? What has it been like playing for Coach Dwight Jones?
Oh, it's been great. Like, he really developed me, like, since I was a freshman. Like, I know people want to say that they're great when they come in freshman year,
Right.
but I'm going to be honest, I was terrible. And he brought me up from being terrible to such a great athlete at this point where I have people around the city that know me that I didn't even know. And it's like my name got out, and I've talked to colleges at this point now. And it's so great being under such a good coach.
Right.
It's really confidence inspiring that your coach has your back, honestly.
Yep. And talking about in the 4 years, you do have a ring, but what's some of the goals, personal goals for you as you come in right now? So far in this season, you didn't play the first 2 games because of injuries, but the last 4 games you've played, you've been phenomenal. Over 100 yards a game. You've had 6 total touchdowns. You're doing everything you need to as the talented senior back in this Dwight Jones-led offense. But what are some of the personal goals you have for the rest of this season?
I want to try to keep at least 100 yards a game, and then I want to keep getting more touchdowns. But I really do want to beat Brookstone this year, like so bad, and I want to go to state, and I want to win.
Yeah, so the team goal for sure is Brookstone, the Pacelli. Now, you haven't lost a Pacelli jug in quite some time, but you did lose in the playoffs last year. What does that mean, that game coming up? You got Calvary this week. We'll talk about it in a moment. But, Brookstone next week. What does that rivalry mean so people understand, like, why you just said that, why beating Brookstone is a big deal?
It's like all 4 years, every year when they come up, it's just the energy so different from every night. It's like it goes from every game being calm to that game. It's like immediately, no matter what happens, you're just always at 100% no matter what. Like last year, even when we lost, I went so many plays. I've never played a game of football that long and that hard, and being able to keep going. It's just like, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I've never played a game like it before except for that game specifically. That's why I really want to win it this year.
I was about to say, especially your senior, you want to go out with a bang.
I want to keep that jug.
Keep that jug here, no doubt, man. And we got a game this week coming up against Calvary. What's some of the preparations coaches kind of told y'all? Calvary coming in, new team in the GIAA, but it's only about 15 minutes up the road. What do y'all want to be able to do against Calvary this week?
Well, we want to win. We want to dominate, obviously. We want to make sure that our defense is polished, make sure our offense is polished, polishing everything because we're getting ready for the playoffs too.
Right.
because this is a regional game, so we have to play it, have to win it, because we're trying to win that region too.
Yeah.
But he has us. We watch film, obviously, and then we've been working off their scouting that we had.
Yeah.
And it's just we've been doing good.
Yeah, and you feel prepared too,
Yes,
as you always do,
for it.
coming in every week.
Yes.
His name is Jason Nelson. He's a senior. He's definitely going to be playing ball at the next level. But I know you enjoyed your time here at Pacelli, but you want to end it with a bang. So definitely for the team goal, y'all want to get that state championship ring. Isn't that right, Jason?
Yes, we really want to get that state championship ring. That's been the talk since summer. Honestly, it's always been we're trying to beat Brookstone, we're trying to win region, then we're trying to go to state. That's always our goal. It's always winning record, obviously.
Right.
But still, we want to always win state. That's always our goal in the end. But then we keep just going game by game. So we just got to look up to each game. We got to focus on Calvary this week, and then we're going to focus on Brookstone, then next and next.
You hear how well-spoken he is. This guy knows what he's doing, and I can't wait to see him shine at the next level. But right now, he's shining for the Pacelli Vikings. He's their lead running back. He leads the team in touchdowns, and he's having a fantastic senior season so far. Good luck the rest of the year, Jason, and look forward to seeing you on Friday night against Calvary.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to sit down with the man himself, Dwight Jones, on the Pacelli Coaches Show right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC presents a fantastic lineup of popular full-size SUVs and mid-size trucks. Compare side by side. Take your choice from new Chevrolet Tahoes and GMC Yukons, discounted up to $7,000 off. Or Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyons, discounted up to $5,000 off. Experience unmatched durability, powerful engines, and advanced technology. Choose your perfect vehicle today at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi. Welcome back to the Pacelli Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and I'm with the man himself. His name is Coach Dwight Jones. He's been here for 6 years at the Pacelli Vikings, live from the Beck Center. We also presented by the Beck Center. Coach, thank you so much for joining the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Coach. Last time we talked, we were here for high school game day. You ended up winning that game. The season kind of started off kind of rocky. Started 0-2. You had to overcome some obstacles now, but you're back to 500. You got to win in the region. How do you feel about your team 6 games in the season so far?
I think we've progressed, from where we began. We knew it would maybe be, tough early. We played 2 really good football teams early, and we got beat. But, when we won the FPD game, that's one of the biggest wins we've had in the 6 years we've been here. Yep. And that includes the state championship and stuff like that. So that was a really big win to get us turned around in the right direction.
Yeah, no doubt, Coach. And I got to make mention, FPD came in defending champions to win that game 18-6. It's their only loss of the season. It kind of, you're right, catapulted you to get confidence within your team. And now as you head to the back stretch, you got Calvary on the road this week. Then you got, obviously, the Pacelli Jug. And then you got Westville, Coach, who is in 3A this year, but they're the number 2 ranked 3A team. So you got a tough schedule down the stretch. What's your message to your team to finish out strong?
Right now, we talk about everything we want to try to accomplish in front of us. You can't look back, and so everything's in front of us. We got to take care of Calvary on Friday night. That's the most important game. That's the next game. Right. And our goal is to win the region. You can't win the region if we don't beat Calvary on Friday night. So that's a big deal for us. And then you're gonna have Brookstone, and that's just it's an unbelievable rivalry. It's an unbelievable game. And, they'll have a great football team. And then, like you said, Westfield, they beat us last year down at their place. And we got to go back down there. So we're not, that's a hard road to hoe right there. But,
yeah.
We just got to take it one game at a time, one play at a time.
No doubt about it, Coach. But if you can finish out strong, you move up in those rankings. You want to be able to host a playoff game. So each game, like you said, matters as we head for the rest of the season. Let's talk about the quarterback position. How do you feel like Mr. Thompson's done so far as your quarterback?
John just came in and, I don't know. We start 7 sophomores. We're a young football
team, Coach.
Our quarterback's a sophomore. So he came in and he wanted to play quarterback, and he took it, and he wasn't scared of the position, and he's just grown and gotten better and better and better. Each week his passing game has improved. Yep. He's gotten more command of the offense, and he's also able to communicate to his teammates, the offensive linemen, and our running backs what we're trying to accomplish, and he's really done a really, really good job for us.
I give credit to you, Coach, and your development of the quarterback in the running back position, as Jason Nelson said. But you scored 56 points against a really good Strong Rock team, okay? I feel like your offense was clicking. You think that's the best you played, and you feel like you've got the momentum as you head towards that final stretch that we've been talking about?
I think we got momentum. I think the best we played, believe it or not, was against Whitfield, and we turned, we had some bonehead mistakes, didn't play smart.
Right.
We played good enough to win the game, but we didn't play smart enough to win the game. And that's what we talk about. It's where those little things become great big things. But against Strong Rock, offensively, we did come together, and we have gotten better offensively. And defensive carried us the first 3 or 4 games of the year,
right.
And now we got to let them get their feet back under them and get ready to go when we start. Coach Lee Hammer, offensive coordinator, does a fantastic job. Coach Roger Pritchard, our defensive coordinator, does a great job. And so we're blessed to have them as part of our staff.
And I'm glad you made mention about the staff, Coach. It's like he knows what I was about to transition to next. But let's talk about those other offensive and defensive coordinator, Coach Roger Beck, and everyone that makes this staff possible, that makes your job easier, obviously, to have an elite staff like you do.
I just think it's, we have fun. We love and care about each other. Coach Beck coaches offensive line with me. Coach Smith is our running back coach. He's also our head middle school coach.
Yep.
We have Coach Freeman who coaches DBs and defensive line. Coach Pritchard coaches our linebackers and defensive coordinator. Coach Tanner coaches quarterbacks. And is our offensive coordinator, like we said a while ago. And then we have Bridge Pepper, who played for us 3 years ago, is also helping us on the football team. And and Larry Green, who's our head softball coach, is also coach defensive back, wide receiver. So we're blessed to have a good group, but we all get along real well.
Right.
We have a new coach. Coach Harness does a great job. He coaches our long snappers and O-line and D-line. So we're blessed to have a good staff.
All right, Coach, I got to ask you, what are some things you would like to see your team improve on as we finish out this season? I know there's always things, you coaches, you're perfectionists, you got things that you want to get better. Is it not turn the ball over and being smart with it? What would be some of those things you really pushed on your team?
I think we have to make sure that every down's important. You can't, think a down's not important. You got to play physical. We talk about that. We had to play physical football against Calvary, against Brookstone, against Westfield.
Yep.
And then when you get in the playoffs, it's going to be a physical football game no matter who you play. So being physical, being smart, don't beat yourself. We say it every week. If Pacelli doesn't beat Pacelli, it'll take a really good football team to beat us. And so if we're not beating ourselves, I like our chances.
I do too, Coach. I'm excited about how the rest of this season is going to go. Make sure to come out. Calvary takes on Pacelli at Calvary. Talk about those Calvary Christian Knights. I know they don't have the greatest record right now, and this is the first year in the new league. But I feel like with rivalries, Coach, and you're one of those too, you got to throw records out the way. Because you overlook a team thinking about Brookstone next week, that's where you can get in trouble. Isn't that right?
Well, we try to tell our kids every week, you learn, kind of from the week before.
Right.
Think about Miami and Virginia Tech.
Right.
And Miami was a 17.5-point favorite. Or you think about, Georgia and Kentucky a few weeks ago. You can't take anybody for granted. We're not going to take Calvary for granted by any means. We have to go out and play as good as we can play every Friday night to have a chance to win. Calvary does a good job. They're going to spread us out. They're big. They got good running backs, a good quarterback. So we just got to go out there and do what we're supposed to do, again, for 48 minutes.
Yep. Final question, Coach. What makes Pacelli so special, man?
It's just I think it's a family atmosphere. Coach Black a couple of years ago has a shirt that says, "We are family." And I think that's true. I think we are family. You have to share athletes. We have a ton of kids who play football, who play baseball, who play basketball, who wrestle, whatever it may be.
Right.
So it's a unique situation. And then when you come up to Diamond Field and that thing is packed out, and if you don't get chill bumps on your neck, then you're not alive. So
right.
you might well go ahead and go to heaven, but it's a different place now.
It is, and a lot of the reason for that is because of what you've done, building a culture here, winning region championships, state championships, and this year, in the thick of things, a top 5 team looking to win another state championship. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And then we will see you next time on the Pacelli Coach Show. Remember, Pacelli takes on Calvary this Friday on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. From Coach Dwight Jones, I'm Thrift Barron saying see you next time on the Pacelli Coaches Show.